One of my favorite moments on set was a specific day where Angela Bassett's character, Queen Ramonda, and Denai Guerrero's character, Okoye, had this confrontation in the throne room.
In the scene where Ramonda has lost, she relates that she has lost her entire family. You know, she's her husband, her son, and now her daughter. They've all gone, you know. And when Denai's character said, you know, that she has given everything, it's like, hold up, hold yourself, sit down, take a seat, because Ramonda has given the full measure of everything.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
So that day, on that stage, on that set, with the Dora Milaje around you and the council, and it felt more like theater, and it was just a well of emotion.
I remember them being so good in certain moments that I would often forget to call cut. And I remember before I called cut, the whole set was clapping. It was like a standing ovation after a take.
I think because it felt bigger than life, you know, it resonated. People felt it, you know, felt it in that moment.
I think there was an intensity to the air of what are we doing? You know, what do the Tolacaneals look like? What does this world look like? What does Namor look like?
Hello, Marvelites. I'm Nick, and this is the Marvel Minute, bringing you 60 astonishing seconds of giant-sized Marvel news, because this week, we're heading to the Danger Room. Celebrate 60 years of X-Men with Marvel Unlimited. X-Men 60 Uncanny Years, the live virtual event, will spotlight the history of the mutants with some legendary names in X-Men history in attendance. Current Marvel Unlimited Annual and Annual Plus members, check your inboxes for info on how to register for the event. New members have until March 15th to join in order to be eligible to attend. Visit marvel.com/X-Men60 event for more details. Looking for some mighty Marvel reading material? You can get info on all the latest books coming out this month from our publishing partners in our March publishing roundup over at marvel.com/books. Danger approaches. Sentinels are incoming. In Marvel Snap's next season, Days of Future Past that is, this upcoming season features the apex mutant hunter Nimrod. New cards, variants, featured locations, and so much more. Download Marvel Snap today. While we're in gaming, the next generation of heroes are coming to Marvel Contest of Champions, and they are facing off against the Red Skull. Add Kate Bishop and Viv Vision to your roster now. Marvel Mech Strike is back on Marvel HQ with its third season, Marvel's Avengers Mech Strike, Mechasaurs. In the new 30-episode season, Ultron has returned to take over humanity by sending it back to the prehistoric age. See the Mechasaurs revealed in the first episode now on youtube.com/MarvelHQ. Well, I gotta catch a train to Westchester, but I will see you next time on the Marvel Minute.
We wanted to, of course, look at the original comic book design by Jack Kirby, take that look and how do we translate that into a reality of the story that we're telling. I envisioned Scott Lang over the shoulder of Hank Pym, kind of giving him advice and maybe some drawings of like, oh, I like this, and can you kind of reconfigure this and make this sleek.
It's still a work in progress.
Modernized Civil War suit, the retro Ant-Man 1 suit, bring those together and come up with a look that's still modern but has a lot of the design sensibilities of that original suit. There's one moment in Avengers Endgame you probably remember where they're trying to figure out time travel. One of the things that I always wanted to add to the Ant-Man suit, if you see the original Jack Kirby design, he's got this kind of circle right in the center of his chest. So through the years, I have, attempted to putting that circle in there. In the beginning, I was exploring a lot of suits that were intentionally made to go into the quantum realm. Where we ended up was more of the traditional kind of look of Ant-Man, because once they kind of developed the story, they kind of realized that they're going to be falling into the quantum realm more accidentally rather than purposely. It's been really rewarding to be a small part in this whole Ant-Man franchise. When you think of an ant, like no one thinks powerful. Like you think it's something to be crushed. But we all know that they can do a lot of damage. He can cause damage and he can do heroic things. It's just more hidden.
In Marvel Studios' Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, we get a close look at the MCU's next big bad, Kang the Conqueror. And to help us break down the design behind this multiversal miscreant, I'm here with the Director of Visual Development at Marvel Studios, Andy Park, and concept artist Konstantin Sakaris. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi. Let's dive in. Kang is such an iconic character, and fans have been eagerly awaiting his big screen debut. So tell us where you started with developing the Conqueror variant of this character.
Whenever we're tackling any particular villain, when we're trying to translate comic into the MCU, we always do a deep dive into the comic books. Of course, starting off with Jack Kirby.
Jack Kirby just had this design sense of just making characters look iconic, just very simple and bold.
So this is our chance to come up with the classic look that we see from the comic. The purples, the greens, the helmet, the blue visage.
One of the very first inspiration images that was given to me was of Kang just sitting on his throne. He's called Kang the Conqueror for a reason. There's a certain status that you see in him. That's where we started.
The challenge in bringing these classic comic book costumes and looks into the MCU is we're always trying to bring a reality. So with Kang, it was bringing in the high-tech futuristic elements into his costume. A big part of it was his helmet.
Now, this helmet is really unique from others we've seen. Was there a certain functionality you needed to hit with the design?
Whenever we design helmets, it's always such an important element to the costume, because at the end of the day, that's what we're looking at, right?
In the original Jack Kirby design, he's got more of like a sort of like toaster square helmet. That started to become a little bit not as functional. We had played with adding a clear face shield that allowed then the actor to not have something on his face or cover up his face.
It was very important for Peyton and the leadership of Marvel to not lose his performance. And even the question of will his face be blue or will it just be Jonathan Majors? We explored both. Everything from having blue lights emit from the sides of the helmet in towards the face, projecting and giving him a blue tinge, to more the high-tech elements of maybe kind of an energy shield that kind of conforms to the face, that gives him the blue look.
We explored a lot of different textures, different hues of blues. In the end, it was like, how much can we still see Jonathan Majors' face without seeing the sort of like blue face shield? So in the end, it was just something very simple.
Simple but so very effective. Now, what other details did you focus on to help craft the narrative of Kang's backstory?
Yeah, the look that we're going for is more the Conqueror Kang. So he really has like this regal kind of quality to him with the cape, the robes that harken back to conquerors of the past in human history. But then we also wanted to infuse suggestions of this is a Kang from the future that has access and developed high weaponry, high sophisticated technology. Even the way we designed the cape is a little different than just a normal cape as it's segmented. So bringing the technology along with the kind of more grounded robe type of feel.
He's got this motif on his face, these sort of like lines that is very iconic. And so in the fabrics you see that a lot with some of these lines and textures that give strength to the character.
Can you tell us more about the design decisions behind the lines on his face?
In this respect, you have two sort of like vertical line designs, meaning he's got the scars on his face, and then when you do see him with a sort of like blue face guard, you've got tech lines.
A lot of different kind of patterning was done by the different artists. And then at the end of the day, once we got that approved, the makeup department, led by Alina Arroy, played with the ideas of doing different scars on Jonathan Majors' face. And it also alludes to why he has the lines in that blue energy kind of mask. But there's a story that maybe we'll find out, or maybe we won't.
Ooh, we love a good cliffhanger. Now, your team has brought such an awesome look for Kang. What are you most proud of when looking back at the process?
I'm very proud of how the design looks on paper and then also how it was translated. So I'm going to have to also give kudos to the costume department and props for translating this character in the real world.
I'm most proud of my team of artists and seeing that Kang's pretty darn, comic accurate. I feel like this is a Kang that I've been wanting to see, that fans have been wanting to see.
We stayed as true as we could to the comic source. Hopefully we're not letting any fans down. I think it looks amazing. Every time I see it, it puts a smile on my face.
We're all smiling too. Well, except for Kang. He's not a smile, he's a conqueror. Never mind. Well, listen, Andy, Constantine, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thanks, Langston.
Thank you.
And of course, everyone, go experience Marvel Studios Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in theaters now.
My name is Jerry Duggan. It's my privilege to be writing X-Men this year, and I bring you great news. On Saturday, May 6th, 2023, on Free Comic Book Day, we have a brand new story in a brand new free comic about a brand new series of Uncanny Avengers. Everything that we've been working towards in our third act is coming to a head this summer. The first story in the book is the return of Uncanny Avengers. It is a flash forward to the events of the Hellfire Gala. The second chapter of this book is an X-Men story from myself and Joshua Cassara. And there's a third secret element of the book which I am not allowed to even know exists. The last character we saw wearing the Captain Krakoa battlesuit was Cyclops. We have someone new wearing the suit with their own agenda. And in August, you'll be able to read Uncanny Avengers #1 from yours truly, Javier Garron, Maury Hollowell, Tom Brevoort. We're going to be telling stories with Captain America, Rogue, Quicksilver, Psylocke, Penance, and Deadpool. The Uncanny Avengers have existed to provide an example of unity between humanity and mutantdom, and they will need to work extra hard at that now as relationships and friendships have frayed in the events of Fall of X. I can't wait to find out what you all think of Uncanny Avengers. See you out there.